Hey, Raghavi, I heard you got LASIK eye surgery during our season break.
I did. It's kind of amazing. I can see everything so much clearly now.
Ooh.
Although I couldn't look at laptops for a while, which is why I didn't do much research for season 4 during our break, and I'm sorry about that.
Funny you say that because I remember you spent a lot of time on Reddit during that break.
That was for research. You'll understand in a minute. I'll tell you why.
Have you ever wondered why women don't do more crime?
Well, we're here to tell you there's misconduct all the time.
Women are thieves and murderers.
That's gross misconduct.
Con artists, money launderers.
Criminal misconduct.
Financial fraud that's hard to track.
Take some planning, but still misconduct.
Even breaching a contract.
That's more civil, though.
Misconduct. Misconduct. We tell you all about women that suck. Things that make you say, what the? It's misconduct.
Hello, and welcome to Misconduct. We are a true crime podcast about female criminals, some of whom are convicted, some of whom are undergoing hectic court cases, and some other very, very smart women that managed to escape. I am Raghavi.
And I am Nisha. And we would like to welcome you all back to the season 4 of Misconduct.
Yay!
I know, it's very exciting.
I know.
We wanted to start off the season by taking a minute to thank you all. Thank you to our audience for being patient with us. True crime research is hard and it takes weeks to really fine-tune each episode. But the overwhelming love that you have shown for our work is really what keeps pushing us to put these out there. So thank you so much for that. Also, thank you for riding us hard on Instagram to get working on season 4. Like, Raghavi took a break on Instagram, so it was mostly me answering all of those messages. But I would constantly be telling her, oh my God, we have one more message. We have to get back. So thank you for peer pressuring us back into this.
We needed the push. We needed it a little bit.
Yeah. To be honest, like between like Raghavi's surgery and I've just had like hectic travel plans. We were just too exhausted to get into it for a couple of months.
Yeah.
But thank you for the push. Your persistence has done it.
It really did. And we also want to thank our listeners, not just for pushing us into getting into season 4, of course, but also during the season hiatus for getting us 100,000 downloads. Gesappe indeed. And just in 39 episodes, you guys, that is nuts. And the thing is, we were watching the numbers rise so quickly after we completed season 3. And we were just like, wow, is our silence more fun than us talking? That's not true. It's amazing. I'm really glad that you guys did this for us. It really motivated us to get into season 4 as well. So thank you so much.
Which is why to start season 4, we decided to do something that many of you may have seen on the news, but were, let's say, confused about what exactly is going on.
Yeah, and we did the research for the episode and we are still confused about what is going on because it is a lot.
Yeah, because this season opener episode is on Jacqueline Fernandez, a Bollywood actress and model of Sri Lankan descent who has been accused recently of receiving funds from a con man and for allegedly being involved in money laundering. Jacqueline, who is a well-established starlet in her own right, has been accused of not only financial impropriety, but of also destroying evidence that could otherwise get her in trouble. So between December 2021 to today, Jacqueline has been called in by the Enforcement Directorate of India for questioning on money laundering case involving a man named Sukesh Chandrashekar. No relation. She has also
The fact that you had to say that is the suspicious part now.
If you need like clarification, I'm Chandrashekaran.
Nice.
That's the only no. So
The other difference is that you're not a money launderer, allegedly. But back to Jacqueline.
Jacqueline has also been questioned regarding whether she was given gifts or other items by the con man in question. Items totaling crores of rupees altogether. She has been prevented from traveling out of the country pending the investigation, thereby blocking her from attending events and fulfilling certain contractual obligations.
Damn.
She was charged for allegedly working with Sukesh to convert his black money holdings into white, primarily through holding assets and properties. She was also taken out of high budget movies purely due to the PR nightmare that this case is. She has also had to deal with a series of rumors and gossip about her involvement with Sukesh, with the most vile of them being that she was likely in an adulterous relationship with him. Which, I mean, we are not really giving this part any coverage because it's honestly the most boring part of this case.
That's true. And also, this case is far from over. In fact, as of recording this episode, the arguments in court are yet to be heard, although charge sheets have technically been filed.
And you're forgetting just how many people are involved in this case. There's a woman named Pinky Irani, who is a longtime aide of Sukesh. She has allegedly been working with him while he was in prison to continue this grift. She was allegedly in touch with Jacqueline to pull off the money laundering scheme that she had in mind for Sukesh's ill-earned fortune. In November 2021, after Jacqueline was questioned by the ED, another actress named Nora Fatehi was also called in for questioning. During the investigations, it appears that Jacqueline implicated Nora as a recipient of gifts from Sukesh as well, making Nora a person of interest at the least.
Right.
In December 2022, Nora filed a defamation suit against Jacqueline.
Wow, all right. There's a lot to this case, you guys. And as Nisha said, there are multiple allegations that Sukesh orchestrated a really elaborate money laundering scheme from his jail cell, all through Pinky Irani. The interesting part here is that there are some 20 additional models and Bollywood celebrities that have also been questioned in this case, which means Sukesh had dozens of people involved in his schemes.
Now, this particular episode is about Jacqueline specifically. From our understanding of the case, we're pretty torn between two perspectives. Was Jacqueline an active participant in Sukesh's schemes, thereby making her an accomplice, co-conspirator, and of course, the person directly responsible for helping Sukesh realize his black money holdings into properties and assets?
Or was Jacqueline just a pawn in a game of black money and she just wanted some cute gifts from a man that she thought was an ardent fan of hers?
So you're saying she just enjoyed being the center of attention?
A bit, yeah. But I'm also saying maybe she wasn't really the sharpest tool in the shed. I feel terrible saying that, but as you go through this case, you will really be torn between these two perspectives. I also want to thank some very special people, and I want to take a minute out to thank them in particular. When we did a ton of research on this subject, a large part of it was only possible because of a community that I recently joined, a beautiful, constructive, overwhelmingly supportive and helpful community. I want to thank the subreddit Bolly Blinds and Gossip for making this episode possible. That's why I was on Reddit all the time, bro.
Is this the second appearance of Bolly Blinds and Gossip on our podcast?
It is, yeah.
Wonderful.
It is. The first one was in the Kangana episode.
Yes.
Yeah. So, I mean, honestly, if this community wasn't there, actively updating all of us about the goings in this case, I would have completely lost sight of the number of articles that I would have had to read. And
it's a lot.
All I had to do was go to the Bolly Blinds subreddit and I have to just search for the term Jacqueline and sort by date. And I got an entire timeline for this case. So shout out to Bolly Blinds and Gossip. You guys are a fun bunch and I really do love and appreciate you.
But before we get into it, our disclaimers.
Yes.
In case you've all forgotten, this podcast is not meant for children. If you wish to use this episode to teach your children about financial literacy, then they are going to be very broke and arrested in a few years.
Yep.
Please keep your children away. And of course, listener discretion is advised.
So let's get right into it. Jacqueline Fernandez. Who is this woman? Jacqueline Fernandez was born on 11th August 1985 in Manama, Bahrain. This puts her at about 37 years old today. She is Sri Lankan by nationality. Some information we have about her family is that her mother was an air hostess who is of Malaysian, Indian and Canadian lineage.
Nice.
And her father, a musician, is Sri Lankan. What we understand is that her father left Sri Lanka to escape the Sinhalese-Tamil conflict that raged across the country in the 80s. She was also born into a large family with 4 other siblings. We know that she's lived all her early life in Bahrain in sort of relative affluence with a good financial cushion from her family. And she's also reportedly very close to her family as well. And she's been in multiple interviews stating that moving away from home was one of her hardest life decisions. Now, Jacqueline, unlike many starlets of her time, was born with the distinct advantage of having completed a college degree.
Hey.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, she has a bachelor's degree in mass communications from the University of Sydney. You can actually kind of spot this in her interviews. She's pretty articulate, and it seems like either she's received like great media training or she just has a background in media relations, right? And she also happens to be a polyglot. So she speaks English, Hindi, Sinhalese, French, Spanish, and Arabic.
She learned Arabic. That's so cool.
It's pretty cool, right? And I'm inclined to believe people who know languages in particular or can pick up and learn languages quickly, I think are super sharp people.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's difficult. And she's picked up languages that have various origins. So I'm pretty impressed with that. Now, in the early 2000s, Jacqueline would be seen in a few television shows in Sri Lanka where her exotic features got her a lot of attention. Now, these shows had featured her as a correspondent of sorts, for family-friendly sort of talk shows, variety programs and sort of those sorts of things. And she got very, very famous in Sri Lanka over this time. In her spare time, she also modeled for a series of national and international brands. And in 2006, she broke out as the winner of the Miss Universe Sri Lanka beauty pageant and represented Sri Lanka on the global stage.
Yeah.
Now, like we said before, her unique features, which were not usually attributed to women of Sri Lankan descent, they were given a lot of attention at the Miss Universe pageant in particular.
I remember she was even asked a question around whether she would opt for plastic surgery or something like that.
Yeah.
And she said that plastic surgery is something only rich people can really afford, which means you're creating a class divide in the beauty and entertainment industry. And I absolutely agree. She basically said, you're not ugly, you're just poor.
And she would be right.
Yep.
Skincare is expensive.
It really is.
Yeah, it really is. And, according to early interviews, she always wanted to be an actress, is what we understand. She also went to acting school to hone her craft. And she has actually attributed her modeling days as great training for, like grueling shooting schedules, especially in the film industry, and for helping her stay in shape. Now,
oh my God.
Yeah, first of all, Jacqueline's going to be a really, really good dancer. And oh my God, is she in good shape? It's crazy. Yeah, so her exposure to Bollywood, though, happens a little later. In 2009, she traveled to India on a modeling gig and she auditioned for a movie called Aladdin. Now, this movie featured the veteran actor Amitabh Bachchan and less veteran but still famous actor Ritesh Deshmukh. The movie did not do well. In fact, I didn't know it existed. Did you?
Yes. No. What? I just watched Knives Out. Watched it.
Have you seen the original Aladdin? The Disney one?
Well, yes, of course. That one, yes.
Nice. Good. Yay, congrats. I'm so proud of you. But this movie, even though we didn't know it existed, it gave her a decent launchpad. Also, she won the I award for Best Debut that year.
Best Debut is like the scammiest of scams, okay?
Yes.
Didn't Fardeen Khan get one for that Premagan movie, that exercise movie?
Yeah, you're right, actually.
So do boys. That one.
Slaps just hit me one by one as I thought about it, because I thought of Fardeen Khan first, and I thought about Premagan, and then I thought about that scene. It was a little stressful.
Yes.
Stepping away from that, Jacqueline's commercial success was not too far behind after this movie. In fact, in the next year, she was literally in 5 movies that were all commercially successful. And over time, she started, acting with big wigs like Salman Khan, Akshay Kumar, Saif Ali Khan, John Abraham, Deepika Padukone, Ranbir Kapoor, all effectively movie stars in their own right.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So between 2014 and today, Jacqueline became one of the most sought after actresses in Bollywood. It was reported that in 2021, she charges about 3 to 4 crore rupees per movie, which is about 400,000 US dollars today. I know. In 2014, she was featured in Forbes Celebrity 100 list, holding the 62nd position in the Indian edition. This is a list of Indian celebrities with a certain degree of popularity and earning power.
Nice.
She has also benefited, like many actresses before her, from the abundance that is celebrity endorsements. So she was the ambassador for dozens of Indian and international brands, including Body Shop, Casio, Tresemme, Forever 21, Forever Mark Diamonds, HTC, and Gillette. Yeah, I know. So major brands have worked with her, in part because she's just so stunning.
That she is. Because I've heard that she keeps fit by practicing pole dancing.
Damn.
And dude, that is tough to do, because
really tough.
It takes a lot of core strength. And obviously I am jealous because I have the core strength of like a panda bear or something. So
Panda bear? Which panda bear?
Oh, that's a good question. Have you seen the ones in those Chinese zoos? The ones that keep falling backwards.
Chengdu. Yeah, they're so cute.
Yes, Those are the ones. And there's one particular panda who's always trying to get on that one wooden slide and he keeps falling backwards. And then there are these pictures of his whole ass up in the air and he's just like flailing around like, help me. But the zookeepers are just taking pictures of him. Have you seen that?
God. Yeah, that's a good one. That panda's hilarious.
Yeah, it really is.
But I think it's a research center. I don't think it's a zoo. I mean, you can
I
go
don't
and see the
know.
pandas, but it's a research center in Chengdu in China.
Have you been? Did you go see the place?
No, I didn't go. Apparently, it's very expensive. It's like some $150 just to like pet a panda or something. It's like
Pet
bruh.
a panda. Wow.
Yeah.
Hey, wait, sorry. This is an episode about Jacqueline Fernandez.
Yes, yeah.
Sorry, we just got distracted. Pandas. If you go to our Instagram, we'll probably post those pandas for you.
So as of 2022, Jacqueline appears to have a net worth of about 101 crore rupees. One for Shagun, I guess. That's like 13 million US dollars.
Nice.
She owns quite a few properties as well, including a whole private island off Sri Lanka.
Okay.
She's also got a bunch of houses and apartments, including a sea-facing one in Juhu, which is like a posh suburb in the city of Mumbai. We are also told that she owns multiple cars, including a Hummer, Mercedes, Range Rover, Jeep Compass, and a BMW. All of these are pretty high-end cars ranging between 30 lakhs to 2 crores.
I have a Hyundai i10. It's like 10 years old and it still has a CD player. So
Wow. I have Ola, Uber, Rapido, BlueSmart, and Meru app on my phone. So potato.
we are the same as Jacqueline.
Correct. Also, the Hummer car model that Jacqueline has, it is often touted as one of the most impractical, maintenance-heavy, and environmentally unethical vehicles ever manufactured.
Oh, but I guess that just means that Jacqueline was rich enough to not just afford it, to not afford to buy it, but also to maintain it, right? So that's real rich. I get that. Also, why are we talking so much about the stuff that she owns?
Because we want our listeners to get an idea of what she loses when the Enforcement Directorate of India just seizes all of her assets.
Yeah, but before we get to that, there is one quick thing. We need to talk about a man.
Ew, how dare you?
I know, but it is what it is. There is a man called Sukesh Chandrashekar. Very little is known about this man's early life, but he's one of India's most talked about accused criminals in recent history. Sukesh, who's reportedly in his 30s now, is a Bangalore-born man that has been accused by multiple people for cheating, racketeering, extortion, and in general just conning them out of money. Now, it is alleged that he started his criminal enterprise at the tender age of 17.
How cute.
In Chennai. I know, was a little budding con man. Now, Business Standard reports that at this time, he has about 15 FIRs registered against him for various cons. These have included some very, very elaborate schemes. Apparently, he would con or extort really rich businessmen and their wives of money, usually by posing as someone in a position of power.
Well, I don't know about you, but I'm feeling Section 422.
That's close. Actually, it would be Section 420 because of the Indian Penal Code, which defines cheating. Do you remember what that is?
Yes, it's when you cheat and dishonestly induce the delivery of property.
That is perfect. Mwah. And what is the punishment for it?
I'm going to quickly Google. Imprisonment of 7 years and a fine.
Google was right. But this goes a little bit deeper than that. It's not just a clear-cut case of cheating. Because not only was Sukesh allegedly cheating people out of the money, he was also figuring out ways to convert that money into something legitimate. Because the money that he was earning was illegal. But he has to be actually able to use that money, which means he needs to convert it from black to white.
Damn, that sounds like some money laundering.
And it is. And with a healthy side dose of like criminal intimidation and extortion. So under various provisions of the Indian Penal Code and the Prevention of Money Laundering Act of 2002, punishment for each instance of these could extend all the way up to 7 years of rigorous punishment along with a fine. And the fine here, by the way, can be recovery of all of the money that you scammed to begin with. So you have a lot to lose here. One thing that was common though in all of Sukesh's scams was that he would pretend to be someone really influential and famous, someone with some clout, to give the whole scam some sort of legitimacy. In fact, there is a News Minute report that came out a while ago that said that when he was 17, he pretended to be the friend of the son of a regional politician from Karnataka. And he used this position to swindle a woman of 1 crore rupees.
Whoa!
In 2005.
That's not even that far.
Yeah, pretty humble beginnings, I would say. And over the years, he transitioned this into multiple such scams, usually across South India and Maharashtra. And of course, to legitimize all of it, he would, make attempts to convert it into white money.
Well, he sounds like a terrible person.
He is, but even terrible people find love, Nisha. So at some point, Sukesh married a woman named Lina Maria Paul. She's a small-time actress, and she would take an active part in his misdoings. And it was a perfect union, perfect marriage of scams across the board.
Wow.
Until his eventual arrest, it appeared Sukesh sort of lived like a king. The earlier News Minute report that I said took us through his Chennai house. Dude, it looked insane. Okay, it had Italian marble everywhere, all this super expensive artwork, a limited edition Mercedes car that was just hanging out in his living room.
What?
He didn't drive it. It was just a showpiece. Okay, and he had a million other cars, like at least some 50 cars or something.
And how do you know all this?
Oh, it's the charge sheet basically said he had like 50 luxury cars that were confiscated from his property.
50 luxury cars, not even like one Hyundai i10 in there.
No.
But before all that, can I talk about how his last scam went down?
Yes, please.
So sometime in 2017, Sukesh was already in Tihar jail in Delhi for an unrelated scam case where he had basically duped about 100 people out of 75 crore rupees.
Wow.
I know. We won't get into it too much because, come on, we just cannot get sucked into this wormhole right now. We need to stay focused.
Yeah. Focus. Let's get into it.
But we will tell you about the latest scam that he pulled. So while he was in jail, Sukesh got in touch with a Aditi Singh. Aditi Singh is the wife of one Shivinder Singh. Now, who is this man, you may ask? Why are you talking about more men? Well,
Sorry.
he was one of the promoters, former shareholders, and freaking billionaire that owns Fortis Healthcare, Religare, and Ranbaxy Laboratories, along with his brother, Malvinder Singh. Like, seriously, in April 2015, they were the 35th richest Indians ever, with a combined net worth of $2.5 billion US.
Wow, that's nuts. I feel like it's just going to go downhill from here.
Yes, it is. In 2019, they were arrested for misappropriation of company funds, criminal breach of trust, and failure to perform their fiduciary duties.
Wow, just billionaires are the best. The best people in the world.
You don't get to be a billionaire without stepping on 100,000 people below you.
Yeah, or just casually being like, hey, I'll just quickly take some company funds.
Yes.
I just want to buy one item.
But just a bit before that, from around 2017 to 2020, our man Sukesh finds out that the Singh brothers were maybe up to no good. So in this time, he contacted the wives of the Singh brothers and told them that he was an official in the law ministry.
Oh.
Yeah. He told the wives that he knew of their husband's illegal dealings, although just never being too specific about anything. And the wives believed him.
All right.
So over the years, he told the wives that he would sort out the Singh brothers' legal troubles and all of that, but for a price.
What is the price, Nisha?
Your soul. No, I'm kidding.
Wow.
It was like 200 crore rupees.
What? No, just take my soul. It's worthless.
Essentially, he told the wives that he would happily accept a bribe on behalf of the Indian government in order to ensure that the husbands walked free.
All right.
And the wives believed that they were bribing a government official to help their husbands to get them off jail time. So they sold their shares, jewelry, and property to put together this so-called bribe money. And they gave Sukesh 200 crores over a long period of time.
Wow.
In early August 2021, Sukesh and his wife Leena were arrested after this came to light. The police have stated that the Singh brothers' wives, who finally wised up to this long con, had to sheepishly go to the police and ask for help. Like, hello sir, Nalu sighted. Roughly translating to, I got screwed. And in this process, they had to own up to their own part in offering bribes to a government official, which in itself is a crime. Oh, to clarify, Sukesh was already in prison and he was just charged again.
Wow.
The police didn't even have to go to the whole arrest thing, which is like, what a nice thing to do. How benevolent of you.
Wow, so sweet. But dude, everyone in this story just sucks. Okay, I mean, if all these alleged things that we have heard, I would presume Sukesh sucks, his wife sucks, the Ranbaxy brothers suck, their wives suck. Who is a good person in this entire story? And the Ranbaxy brothers particularly suck because they ran healthcare companies and then actively stole from them allegedly, which is this is why many people can't afford like insulin. This kind of stuff makes me really mad. Anyway, I can't root for anyone in this story. I hate all of them.
But maybe you can root for Jacqueline?
Good segue.
So let's take a little break now. And when we come back, how did Jacqueline Fernandez get embroiled in all of this madness?
Welcome back after the break, everyone. Last we left off, we were just sort of summarizing what Sukesh Chandrashekar was up to with his various alleged scams. Now let's go a little closer to our timeline. So in early August 2021, our conman Sukesh and his wife Leena were arrested for extorting over 200 crore rupees from some very wealthy people, as Nisha mentioned, and also for directing these funds into properties and assets just to make the money white, so to speak. Now, what no one expected was that in late August 2021, actress Jacqueline Fernandez would be called in for questioning by the Enforcement Directorate as a witness in this case. So, between August to October 2021, Jacqueline would be questioned multiple times by the ED for several hours at a time.
I think this is around the time that so many Bollywood personalities were being questioned for like various things, including drug use and trafficking.
Yep.
So when I first heard this news, I was just like, oh, another actor doing recreational drugs. How not at all surprising.
Yeah.
But only way later did I realize it was just a whole other deal.
That's right. In 2021, the Delhi Police Economic Offence Wing, or the EOW, which is the part of the police that you do not want to mess with because they do not take financial crimes lightly. The EOW would file a charge sheet naming 14 accused, including the conman Sukesh. Jacqueline was not named at this at the time. She was just a witness at this point. That's what she was being questioned for. Now, the charge sheet itself had many accusations under the Indian Penal Code, the Prevention of Money Laundering Act, and the Maharashtra Control of Organized Crime Act. Now, that last regulation, it deals with provisions like, creating shell companies to store money that you've earned from crime, and also for using illegal hawala routes for transferring cash. So basically, these are provisions that were used for organized crime related charges, but they would extend to something that Sukesh allegedly did as well. Now, this other person that we want to include in this entire situation is someone named Pinky Irani. Now, the charge sheet includes Pinky Irani as an accused, and she's said to be a close aide of Sukesh. She also ran in similar circles as Jacqueline Fernandez, and that's where we see this story converging. Now, the ED story regarding all of this appears to be that in January 2021, Sukesh contacted Jacqueline while he was still in Tihar jail. He pretended to be a big fan of hers when he reached out to her. Pinky Irani, his associate, allegedly also reached out to Jacqueline through her manager and just basically tried to set the two up as well. Jacqueline initially was apparently not interested. There's an article by The Print that states that, as a second option, Sukesh approached her through her hairdresser as well and introduced himself as, wait for it, the owner of Sun TV and Malabar Jewels.
Hey, come on. Those are big companies. It would have taken like one Google search to figure it out.
True, but Jacqueline did really figure it out. If you believe the ED story overall, she doesn't seem to have made that effort to check this. After this reveal, so to speak, she got more interested in meeting and speaking to him. And it's also alleged that Pinky Irani told her that Sukesh was very influential in the South film industry, and this would help her a lot in her career. Also Pinky, this is terrible. It's women hating women, effectively. But Pinky gave her the classic, Jacqueline, you're getting old and you should settle down. Nonsense. Yeah. And she also told her Sukesh was from a good family, it appears, and You know what? It's terrible, but it is what it is.
If women had like 2% more self-esteem overall, they would avoid so many scams.
I said, forget avoid scams. You would take over the world, realistically.
Fair.
Yeah, so it's alleged that, whenever Jacqueline tried to meet him, apparently Sukesh would just brush her off. Apparently, she did not even know that at this time he was in jail. So she appeared to know that he had a few cases against him, but Pinky Irani would just allegedly tell her that all big businessmen have some cases against them. And it appears either Jacqueline ignored this or she didn't investigate any further. Now, during her questioning with the ED, it was reported that Jacqueline only met Sukesh in person on 2 occasions. Just 2. And both times when he was out on parole.
How?
I don't know. And also, apparently, whenever Jacqueline asked when he would meet her, he would just say, he was worried about COVID. So...
Ladies, if he refuses to meet you in person ever, that's kind of a deal breaker.
It's kind of a deal breaker. That's correct. Yeah. Soften it up with some butter.
Yes.
But they did stay in touch through video calls that he apparently made from a phone that he acquired illegally in his jail cell.
Wait, he was in the jail cell when he called her. How did she not realize that? How do you not see like a random mouse just scurrying in the back?
I don't know, man. So I think it's because some jail facilities allow you to set up offices and stuff like that. There's also several reports online that he may have just bribed the right people to be able to get office set up. I mean, think about it. Loads of businessmen are put in jail. And I guess maybe during pending cases, they're allowed to have some sort of an office set up. Or maybe, just maybe, he just used a really convincing Zoom background.
Can you imagine if it changed in the middle and suddenly you're in space like, yes, I am an astronaut now.
Yeah, it's an office and then suddenly it's just like, oh, look, it's the San Francisco Golden Bridge.
Yes.
So, I mean, it's possible. Maybe he was just really good at it. Or maybe he just had a green screen in his jail cell.
Maybe.
Now, Sukesh's lawyer has said, and we quote, "It is true that their affair was a short one and that she never visited him in jail. They met only twice. They were in touch for about 7 months, and that is a long enough period to know the whereabouts of a person."
I mean, he's not wrong.
Yeah, but he is his lawyer. So he has to say what he needs to say to get the story on his side a little bit.
That's fair. So Pinky Irani's role was a little more expanded now since Jacqueline had agreed to start dating Sukesh.
Right.
In the 7,000-page charge sheet that was filed by the ED, it was alleged that Pinky became a personal shopper of sorts and took Jacqueline out to get her things and stuff like that. They were all orchestrated by Sukesh.
Right.
It was allegedly a plan to launder all the money that he had made through that 200 crore rupee cheating case that he was previously arrested for.
Oh, okay.
Which is why we gave you that context. So over a span of about 8 months, Jacqueline appears to have received several presents from Sukesh.
Are you going to list it, Nisha?
Hell yes, I'm going to list it. So the gifts included a lot of luxury items overall. 2 pairs of diamond earrings and a diamond bracelet, 2 Hermes bracelets, 3 Birkin bags, a pair of Louis Vuitton shoes, 2 Gucci outfits, and now my accent is gone. I don't know where.
You just have to stick with this now for the rest of the episode.
Done. So these gifts were what she confessed to the police. But there's some more drama because Sukesh has contested that he has allegedly said that she received way more gifts than she's letting on. In his statement to the ED, Sukesh said that he gifted her 15 pairs of earrings, 5 Birkin bags, and 3 shoes from Louis Vuitton and Louboutin.
Okay, I'm assuming there's more.
There's so much more.
Okay.
He also got her luxury goods from Chanel and Gucci, including perfumes, 2 sets of workout wear.
What?
I know. Other gifts include Cartier bangles, rings, and a bracelet from Tiffany's, Rolex watches.
Okay.
He also said he gave her other gifts worth 7 crore rupees and arranged for multiple private plane trips for her holidays. Also, he seems to have loaned $150,000 to Jacqueline's sister and $50,000 to her brother.
Damn, the family is involved, kind of.
But wait, there's more. He bought a bunch of luxury cars for her family members, including a Maserati, a Porsche, and a BMW. He also said that he gifted her a Mini Cooper car, which she claims to have returned. But I mean, why would you?
No, I guess maybe it's because it's a really small car.
But so
I don't
cute
know.
it is.
It is cute, that's true. But I think she was going more for like a challenging sort of vibe. Although I want to point out one thing here. India TV News had an article about this whole thing. And they had a typo in this article that said, Jacqueline got a mini chopper.
Like a food processor?
No, like I don't know, maybe a helicopter, like a baby helicopter.
Oh,
I know. Mini chopper is a food processor is kind of sad. But a little helicopter sounds so cute. I wouldn't say no to that.
that is true. But aside from all of these, she would also visit luxury stores with Pinky and send a list of items that she wanted, and Sukesh never failed to deliver these.
Wow. What an honorable man.
I swear. He also said that he planned to buy her houses each in Mumbai, Sri Lanka, and Bahrain.
All right. That's just terrible. Now, there are a few more items that he got her. Should I say maybe that this is the main event?
What is the main event?
Something that's the centaur of attention.
What?
Like something with a little more horsepower than all her luxury cars.
Where are you going with this, girl?
Dude, he got her a horse. Get it?
What?
Main event, centaur of it. Whatever, fine. My jokes are a waste. Wasted on you.
I get it now.
Sure, thanks. Among the presents that Sukesh allegedly got her, one of them was a racehorse worth 52 lakh rupees. The horse's name was Espuela.
Aw, so cute.
It's such a cute little money laundering scheme. Other than this, he apparently also gifted her a Persian cat that was worth 9 lakh rupees.
Ooh.
But he states he actually gave her 4 cats.
Wait, how much did your cats cost you?
Nothing, they were taken from the street.
But would you ever pay that much for a cat?
No, dude. I mean, unless if Momo pooped out literal gold, then yeah, I guess there is some ROI on a 4 lakh cat or whatever. But otherwise, no. Also, this whole relationship, once it sort of ended, that's where Sukesh would be arrested in August 2021. So later that month, Jacqueline would start to be questioned for several months by the ED, as we mentioned. And as we also mentioned, she was just a person of interest and a witness for quite a while. And by and large, she cooperated really well with the authorities, and she would not be arrested through this entire time. So, the tabloids at this point were like, oh, okay, maybe it's just a question of something going wrong. Maybe she's just a witness. It's not that big a deal, right? However, in December 2021, Jacqueline would be barred from traveling outside the country. Uh-oh. So she was prevented by immigration authorities from boarding a plane to Muscat when the Indian government basically issued a lookout circular in her name. Lookout circulars are pretty serious because it's effectively the same as putting you on a no-fly list and saying, drag her out of immigration right now. After this incident, she was escorted out of the Mumbai airport. She would also continue to appear before the ED for questioning all the way till June 2022. But something changed in August 2022. The ED filed a supplementary charge sheet which named her as an accused.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, this really ramps up this case because this is what the supplementary charge sheet alleged, and we're picking up quotes from this. It alleged that Jacqueline was enjoying valuables, jewelry, and costly gifts provided by Chandrashekar despite knowing about his criminal antecedents. It was apparently evident that she consciously chose to overlook his criminal past and continued to indulge in financial transactions with him. The other couple of points that they noted is that not only she, but her family members and friends had also benefited from the relationship financially. This is the last sort of nail at the coffin that the ED puts in the charge sheet. They said, it can be concluded that the lure of money ensured that the criminal history of the person she was engaging with did not matter.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's some pretty heavy stuff. Yeah, they're essentially saying that she's a corrupt person through and through. That's what the ED is trying to put forth now, right? And the ED is also quoted as saying that, through her questioning, the ED believed that she consistently shifted her stance with regard to the gifts being received by her and her relatives. And to quote, the investigation has disclosed that Fernandez has cooked up a false story to swiggle out of the ongoing investigation. Yeah, so this means she's no longer just a witness. This is some heavy stuff. She's now being considered a co-conspirator along with Sukesh in the 200 crore scam that he was facing. The charges effectively are that she willingly and knowingly helped Sukesh launder crores of money, knowing full well where he got the funds from. Right. And now, of course, we know what the next steps are. She had her valuables and properties worth almost 7.2 crores that have been seized from her property.
Yep.
And it's very likely that as we learn more about this case, that more of her properties and assets will continue to be seized, because that's just standard for these sorts of investigations, especially if the ED can consistently keep establishing that there was some sort of link with the funds that Sukesh had and the gifts and properties that she received from him.
Wow. You know what's the only thing better than gifts and properties?
What?
Ads.
Amazing. What a segue. Killing it.
Let's take a break. Let's take a break and listen to the amazing other podcasts on the IVM Podcast Network, and we shall come back. Welcome back after the break. We were talking about Jacqueline Fernandez and how she is slowly losing all of her amazing assets because she is embroiled in a scam with Sukesh Chandrashekar. Now, aside from the actual money laundering case, Jacqueline is also embroiled in a defamation suit.
Amazing.
In October 2021, actress Nora Fatehi was summoned by the ED for questioning. It's alleged that during Jacqueline's questioning before the ED, she brought up Nora's name as a potential beneficiary of Sukesh's gifts.
Threw her under the bus.
I know.
Yeah.
Jacqueline's statement allegedly said that she was falsely being implicated by the ED, while celebs such as Nora Fatehi, who have also received gifts from conman Sukesh Chandrashekar, had been made witness. Around the same time, a photo leaked of Jacqueline and Sukesh being like, cute.
What do you mean cute? You can say this. It's not a family-friendly podcast.
That is true.
In the leaked picture, Jacqueline is kissing Sukesh on the cheek.
So cute. It was speculated that she was in a relationship with Sukesh. When Nora was brought in for questioning, similar rumors followed her as well. To this whole debacle, Nora's legal team basically responded by filing a defamation suit against Jacqueline for making false statements about her before the ED. The complaint file states that Jacqueline unfairly dragged her name into a money laundering controversy that she is not involved in at all. She also alleges that Jacqueline intentionally sought to criminally defame Nora in order to destroy her career and further her own interest.
Wow.
I know. Nora claims that they are considered competition because they work in the same industry and have similar career trajectories and also dance very well, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I get that. They are effectively pitted up against each other.
Yeah.
In most movies. I kind of understand where she's coming from with this whole defamation angle. Yeah.
Of course. Nora's complaint also says, and we quote, the complainant has a pristine reputation apart from a rapidly progressing career, which has quite obviously threatened her rivals who are unable to compete with her on fair footing.
Wow, those are some heavy words because I found out recently from Reddit that they still follow each other on Instagram, Nora and Jacqueline.
Nice.
I guess that's just the industry. You can't really do much about it, right?
Yeah. I feel like if a celebrity files a defamation case against another celebrity, the only resolution I will accept is just fighting to the death, like Hunger Games style.
Right.
Or in this case, because it's Nora and Jacqueline, just like a dance off.
That would actually be really good, like the Dance of Envy from Dil To Pagal Hai.
Oh, God.
But probably
Yes.
not as charismatic because, I mean, come on, Madhuri and Karishma. I mean, come on.
Charisma. Yes, please go ahead.
Indeed. Oh, I get it. Now back to the original case. In August 2022, a special judge took cognizance of the supplementary charge sheet filed by the ED and asked Jacqueline to appear before the court. Now, before this point, like we mentioned, she was just a witness against the case and she was not a direct accused, but now she becomes an accused for assisting Sukesh in his schemes. On 15 November 2022, the court grants her regular bail. This means she cannot travel out of the country unless, certain special circumstances are approved by the court. It is also likely that, she will be allowed to travel for work as long as she cooperates, I guess. And she has been cooperating so far. Now, it also appears that the case has been delayed a little bit because Jacqueline has not yet received the complete copies of the charge sheets or any of the documents filed by the ED. I don't know what's actually going on here. It could be a procedural lapse or it could just be some reason to extend the trial. But as one of the accused, Jacqueline has a right to ask for time, to be able to appropriately respond to the charge sheet and create her case. That is a right every accused gets under our literal constitution. And that is what she's doing. So articles that are coming out right now essentially saying things like, she's buying time. Yeah, she's buying time, man. She's constitutionally guaranteed that.
Yeah.
Of course she is. And, this case is set to appear before a magistrate in Mumbai sometime late December 2022. It may be delayed again, honestly, because that's not enough time to respond to a series of criminal charges where you could be in jail for years together.
Yeah.
It is also unlikely that any arguments or substantial information will actually be available for use for us for the next few months. And maybe between Feb to May 2023 is when we likely see more developments.
And that is where we are at this case for now. And I must say, what a ride.
Yep.
Also, I have one more question. What happened to the horse and the Persian cats?
You know what? I was thinking the same thing earlier. I don't know. And I just hope they're okay.
I mean, they are property, technically. Can you confiscate them? How do you recover the money from that?
I guess you sell them. I don't know. I mean, horses and some cat breeds, if it's a Persian especially, can fetch a lot of money in the right markets if you want to breed them. Here's hoping that Jacqueline neutered her pet.
Oh no, that's so sad. I hope they find a good home with someone that loves them, gives them cuddles, and gives them some treats. My sister's a vet. Give it to my sister.
Wait, is this your only takeaway from this whole case?
Yes. I mean, we all should only care about the animals. The humans are just terrible in this story.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's one of those everyone sucks your situation. I don't really feel any sense of sympathy for anybody. Although, on some level, I kind of feel Jacqueline may have just thought that she was accepting presents from a man that really liked her. We all do dumb things when we're in love, especially, and she just found out later that he's not a very nice man. That's the feeling I'm getting from this. He's a shitty con man who used some third party to make her believe he was someone else and then, used her to launder a bunch of money. That's how I feel.
I understand that, but also you can't be a woman in your 30s in an industry like the entertainment industry, which is so cutthroat, and still be that stupid, right? How hard can it be to do one Google image search of that guy? He's been in the news since 2017 at least.
Yeah.
Honestly, forget people that I might potentially date, right? I would do a whole investigation on anyone who just tried to be my friend.
Wow.
Like a full background verification on the ass. You went to this college? Show me mark sheet. You said you like the show Office? Write one 2,000-word summary of season 4. You said your mother died in a car accident. Give me coroner's report and ashes.
Wow.
Give receipts. I need receipts. Otherwise, I will not believe it.
Yeah, you have major trust issues.
Yes.
Or maybe I'm just too naive. I don't know.
That also. You are too naive. I've seen you feed your cats twice in 1 hour just because they made a sad face.
I mean, fine. But to be fair to Jacqueline, multiple reports also say that during her questioning by the ED, she has said that, and I quote, she regrets falling for the wrong person and trusting him with whatever he told her. I mean, come on. It's kind of sad, right? She also cooperated with the police nonstop, dude. She could have just left the country. She is not even an Indian citizen. She could have left the country. And she didn't do that. So I'm kind of inclined to believe some part of this from her. And as a woman with damage, I recognize her damage. Recognized damage, yeah.
More like gullible recognizing gullible.
You're not inaccurate.
I do want to say, though, it is very interesting that Jacqueline Fernandez's career, while stalled for a little bit, did not really face that much damage. She was dropped by a few brands for sure. But between 2021 and 22, she has acted in 8 new movies. She was featured in music videos by the rapper Badshah and singer Neha Kakkar, which I hear a lot of people don't like her.
I have heard that as well, but I don't know anything about her.
I don't know why though.
Yeah, same.
Jacqueline Fernandez has also been in multiple ads, including the one by Pepsi.
Yeah, okay, listen, I want to talk about this Pepsi ad, okay? It's got nothing to do with this case, but I just have to talk about it. In this ad, she's wearing this little Santa hat or something, and she's promoting some new nonsense called Pilk, which is Pepsi mixed with milk. This is also posted. This is posted on the Bolly Blinds and Gossip subreddit, by the way. And as soon as I saw it, I was like, I mean, I want a gag. But I do want to say there is a Reddit user called cool_coconut1754 who said, I think Jacqueline definitely deserves a lawsuit against her for this monstrosity.
But dude, this is not a like an uncommon thing. Thumbs up with doodh is a very popular drink.
What? I didn't know that.
Yeah. Oh my God. You get it in like the streets of Kolkata and stuff.
What? So it's kind of like a Coke float.
No,
situation.
it's milk. Like they mix Thumbs Up or Coke or whatever in milk and they froth it and it's got a bunch of sugar in it, like additional sugar besides the sugar that's in your soda already.
So it's carbonated milk with sugar.
Yes.
As a lactose intolerant woman, Nisha, how do you feel about what it is?
Pains me. It pains me. Just looking at the ad for Pilk, I was like, I'm going to throw up right now. But yeah, the thing is, I want Jacqueline to be punished if she did do those things, right?
Okay.
But also, we have seen very few Bollywood folks, especially men, ever see any real life consequences for their actions.
Right.
They get arrested, they get bail, they continue to shoot movies, and they just like live their lives.
Yeah, like I said, that's a constitutional right. You should be able to live your life till you're proven guilty. And even after a guilty verdict, you can appeal and appeal and appeal till you exhaust all your options. That's just how it works.
All true, but I am a bit torn here. Like, I want Jacqueline to face the consequences if the alleged actions were done by her.
Okay.
But I also want her to experience the same lack of giving a shit that most of Bollywood still gets to enjoy. Like the men, especially the men in Bollywood. So
Yeah.
I want her to keep working till she's proven guilty, keep getting roles, keep getting endorsements, except for that Pilk nonsense. She can 100% be arrested for that disgusting swill.
That's true. That's true. Honestly, we also wish we could give you guys a little more information on this case. But alas, it is sub judice, which means it's in court. But you know what that means? That means we can likely do a little part 2 for Jacqueline Fernandez next season or something. And that'll be really fun.
Yep. And I'm particularly interested in where this defamation case goes. Like, can you even call it defamation if the statement was made to law enforcement and not directly to the public? Like, I'm excited to learn how the court deals with that.
That's interesting. It only really became public because either the ED leaked it or someone present around them leaked it. So whose fault is it really? That's a great question that I don't have an answer for. So next time. But that's all we have for now. And that brings us to the end of the season opener for season 4. Thank you so much for being here with us, guys.
Jacqueline, a young Sri Lankan beauty. Jacqueline, polyglot with a college degree. Jacqueline, cardio from dancing on the pole. Jacqueline, Bollywood gave her so many roles. Houseful 2, and even Houseful 3. Race 1, Race 2, you guessed it, Race 3. She dated a shady man, caught up in a shady plan. You guessed it, Race 3. Filled her house with luxury swag, race horse and a Birkin bag. But now that he's caught, was all that stuff legally gone? Is she a victim in a crazy scheme? Or did she plot some financial deal? Being questioned by the ED. What's her beef with Nora Fadehi?
Yes, and you can listen to the other episodes on the IVM Podcast Network. We know you've been listening because we've been seeing those numbers go up and it makes us so happy. You can also leave us reviews and such because we want to know how you guys feel about this. You can leave reviews on Apple. You can leave comments on YouTube. You can put those little stars on Spotify, which are also exciting for us.
That's true. And please reach out to us on our Instagram. Our handle is misconductpod. Tell us how you like this new season. And of course, we had a lot of people talk to us about women that they wanted to include. And that's amazing because it's just adding to our list. Please send those in and we will be very happy to do them as soon as we get the chance.
And we'll see you on the next episode of Misconduct.